About to let y'all know how we rep the Cowboys out here in the DMV. Hey, now how they do? Touchdown, rock them boys. Touchdown, DMV. Touchdown, yeah, hey, touchdown all day. Touchdown, how we say touchdown, DMV. Touchdown, rock them boys. Touchdown, DMV. Touchdown, every day. Touchdown, DMV. Touchdown, yeah, the boys. Touchdown, how we do it.
And welcome to the DMV Dallas Cowboys Show Draft Edition. I'm your host, John G, and I'm trying out something a little different here. I want to offer you guys the experience of actually looking at these guys as I'm talking. And, I know that I covered the draft a little bit last year, or a couple of players, and one of the guys that I did cover was Zach Martin, which was pretty cool to see him get drafted as one of the guys that I wanted. So, that was very gratifying, and to see that he could be he could be an all-pro player right out the gate makes me feel even better about my analysis. So, the one guy that I want to highlight today is Shane Ray, defensive end from Missouri. I think that Shane Ray could offer something to this Cowboys team, to this defense, that could very well put them over, put them over the hill, or put them over the hump. You don't want to say over the hill. And I think that, we had the youth movement with the offensive linemen where over 3 of the last 4 years you draft first round linemen, and now the offensive line is where it is because you decided to invest. So why not do the same thing on the defensive side of the ball? And Shane Ray, if Shane Ray is there at the 27th pick, very well could be a guy that could contribute to this defense right away. And Shane Ray is right now. Let's look at his measurables. One of the draft sources that I use that is very reliable and has been the last couple of years is CBS Sports. They do an absolutely great job, so you guys should tune in. Look at where they have people on the big boards and stuff. To me, it's a lot more reliable than going to ESPN and looking at Todd McShay or Mel Kiper. It's a lot less hype. They do a lot more analysis here. So, but right now on a couple of people's big boards, he's definitely in the top 10, Shane Ray. But we have seen crazy things happen in the weeks leading up to the draft. Last year, Michael Sam was a second or third round pick. Off the board, one of the best defensive players in the nation. He announces that he's gay. He doesn't get drafted at all, and he's from team to team. You look at a guy like Sheriff Floyd 2 years ago. He was definitely in people's top fives of their big boards. He was supposed to go maybe a top 3 pick that year, and he dropped all the way to 23. If you followed Aaron Donald last year, which I certainly did, he jumped from being a early second round pick all the way up to top 15. So you very well, things can happen, and you got to analyze guys, and you got to look at value when you get it. And Shane Ray definitely would be a valuable asset to this Cowboys team. So let's look at some of the strengths. The guy's an athlete. From what I understand, he's been clocked at possibly running a 4.4, 48 plus inch vertical, bench presses over 400 pounds. If the Cowboys very well could use a guy like that, an athlete. Look at J.J. Watt, for example. I'm not comparing him to J.J. Watt, career as of right now, but J.J. Watt was a hell of an athlete, and he added something to the Houston Texans. But from what I understand from a weaknesses standpoint is that he could be reliant on the athleticism, and he could work on his technique in the run game. But here's the thing: you'd be giving Rod Marinelli a toy that he hasn't had probably in years. So why else wouldn't you get a guy and bring him to the Horse Whisperer? Rod Marinelli's been making things happen with scraps for the last couple of years. So let's get him a toy and see what he can do. I think that Shane Ray very well at 27 could be a missing link to this defense. But take a look at him. Take a look at some of his footage and let me know what you think. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
JG about to let y'all know how we rep the Cowboys out here in the DMV.